If you are a parent of a child with ADHD, mastering the technique of scaffolding could be your key to supporting their success all throughout life. Scaffolding is a method where you provide lots of structured support as your teen learns and practices new skills. And then you gradually reduce that support as they become more independent. Today, I'm going to walk you through a clear definition of scaffolding, explain what it is and what it's not, and offer you 3 actionable examples to help you start scaffolding effectively right away. I'm Annie Atchin. I'm a certified ADHD coach for parents and for teens and for young adults. So just what is scaffolding? Scaffolding for ADHD is a transformative approach where you just come alongside your teenager to help them in developing new skills by providing structured support. Initially, you might assist very closely as they tackle brand new tasks, or you can tee up the task first to ensure that they then can finish the task all by themselves. But as they become more competent, that's when you gradually reduce your involvement and assistance to them, just like how scaffolding is slowly removed from a building once it's stable. Now, here are 5 things to show you what scaffolding is. Supportive. Scaffolding involves assisting your teen in developing skills where they currently might struggle, whether that's in school or at home or in social situations. Scaffolding is also very proactive. You help fill in the gaps where your teen's abilities could otherwise lead to a setback or harming their self-concept. Proactive means you need to stay a couple steps ahead of them and ahead of their tasks. You know where they might already falter or get upset or even just totally give up. And that's exactly where you're going to intervene to help them. Scaffolding is collaborative. Scaffolding involves working together to practice and strengthen emerging skills. So go ahead and ask your child, how can I help? Where can I assist you to make it easier or to help you get this done so you feel really good about it? Scaffolding is empowering. It builds your teenager's confidence and fosters a positive parent-teen relationship. Don't pay attention if someone says, "Aren't you coddling your child?" Or, if you don't let them fail, they're never going to learn. No, that approach simply doesn't work for brains with ADHD. Set your kiddo up for success instead of letting them fail. Lastly, scaffolding is growth-oriented. Scaffolding supports skill development while encouraging independence. You assist them until they can take it on all by themselves, at least at around 80%. Now for 3 things that scaffolding is not. Scaffolding is not doing for them. It's not about completing tasks for your teenager that would hinder their growth. If they can do it on their own, set up the environment so they will do it on their own and they can do it on their own. Scaffolding never impairs development. Scaffolding does not create dependency or disempower your child. It's proven to promote growth, not regression or apathy. Scaffolding is not helicopter parenting. You're not overprotecting or enabling your child with ADHD. Rather, as you scaffold their necessary tasks, you will be confident that you're guiding them toward independence. Alrighty, next, let's take a look at scaffolding in action with these 3 examples. Example 1, homework help. Your teenager struggles with starting and completing homework, especially in the subject like geometry. Scaffolding here might involve you sitting down with them at a designated time each evening after school. You start the homework together, and just by being present, you're helping them develop the habit of initiating a task. As they improve in task initiation, your involvement gradually reduces, like removing 1 layer of scaffolding at a time until they can start and finish their homework independently. Example 2. Band practice preparation. If your teenager loves band practice but often forgets essentials like reeds or water bottles, you can scaffold by helping them get better prepared. Start by creating a checklist, and they can use this before leaving the house. Practice this routine with them until it becomes a habit to check their bag before leaving. Eventually, they're going to remember to do everything on their own, and you can then take a step back. Example 3, college application process. As your teen approaches college age, the many deadlines for applications and tests, financial aid forms, it can all be very overwhelming. Scaffolding in this context could look like setting a date on the calendar when the 2 of you meet up and you sit down to mark deadlines in the student planner, and then break down those long-term tasks into smaller, more manageable steps over the weeks prior to application deadlines, while you provide guidance and support and structures. All of that is scaffolding. Your teenager is responsible for completing each task. Eventually, they'll initiate and make the due date on their own. And lastly, we're going to talk about the 80% rule. With ADHD, perfection is just never the goal. 80% completion is a much more reasonable bar and often a great achievement. Just keep this in mind when deciding whether or not to remove some levels of scaffolding. If your child can complete tasks 80% of the time with 80% quality, then yep, it's time to take a step back. But always rely on evidence of their success, not just their assurances. Scaffolding is about striking a balance, offering just enough support to help your teen succeed without doing the work for them. And by mastering this technique, you can help your teen build confidence and independence. You're going to set them up for a life of success. Parents, if you'd like to learn more about how to effectively scaffold for your teenager's development, especially if they have ADHD, come on over and visit annieagin.com and you can schedule a free consultation there. I'm here working together with all of you parents so that you and your teenager can achieve all A's in your every endeavor.